to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Iqra, and today is not really a reaction video, but it's still a K-pop video. So I'm going to do a video I should have probably done in December of 2017, but I did not, and I'm doing it now because I got very busy with assignments because I'm a university student, and if you're a student you guys know the struggle of assignments. So I'm doing it now as we're getting towards the end of January. I thought it's probably a good time to get it done now before we really get into the new year, and it's like a bit too late to do it. So it's my top 20 K-pop songs for this year, or for 2017 I should say. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I just want to put a little disclaimer. First of all, my hair looks disgusting because if you didn't know, I cut it and I'm still trying to figure out how to style it and it's really disgusting right now. But yes, that aside, the actual disclaimer is that there are many songs that I liked in 2017 because I've properly discovered K-pop in 2017, but I'm solely going to be focusing on the new songs that came out specifically in 2017. So any new albums that came out, any new singles, EPs, anything that came out in 2017, those are the ones that are on my list. And I tried to have a variety of like girl groups, boy groups, solo artists. So yeah, hopefully I have done that. So, but yeah, so if you guys didn't know, I actually kind of got into K-pop around the end of 2016 with Got7, and from there on I kind of just kept discovering more and more groups. So like I said, I'm mainly focusing on the new stuff that came out specifically in 2017 because in reality I listened to a lot of stuff in 2017 and a lot of it was older stuff because I was still kind of like discovering certain groups and stuff like that. So yeah, but I'm focusing on the top ones like that actually came out. I was going to do 10 originally, but I thought 10 is too difficult to do, so this is just my list, remember. But please do share your favourites of 2017 in the comments down below too, so I can see if any of those were also favourites but didn't make it to the list. And if I remember, I might put some honourable mentions in the description box, so do check out that too if you want to see any more songs on top. So yeah, let's get into this. So the first song is a Got7 song. It won't be a me video, an Iqra video if there wasn't a Got7 song on here. So it's Got7, Don't Care. Yangshimupshi is how you say it, Yangshimupshi. It had a Hangul Korean title and people said it was translated to Don't Care, but on the album it literally just said Yangshimupshi. And it's from the Flight Log Arrival, so that was the first album comeback that I was with them as a fan, so it was very exciting for me. The entire album wasn't my favourite, if that makes sense. Like the title track wasn't my favourite. Yeah, Yangshimupshi was my favourite because of the style of music. It had a very R&B style. It was very kind of sexy kind of song, even though the lyrics aren't that much, but it like the music style, if that makes sense, and I followed that and I quite liked it. It was different for Got7 for me because I obviously just discovered them then, so it was different for me to be like, wow, they do these kind of songs too, okay, cool kind of thing. And that was definitely one of my favourites on that album. I had like maybe 2 favourites on that album, 2 or 3, but Yangshimupshi was my favourite. Yugyum wrote this one, I think. Yugyum, the Maknae from the group, he wrote the song, and it was just one of my favourites on the album. So yeah. Number 2 is a solo artist, which is Zico. Zico is one of my favourite solo artists. I love him quite a lot. He's also not just a solo artist, he's in a boy group called Block B, but I still have yet to discover Block B. I'm going to do a video on him at some point in this year, this new year. So solo music, I discovered his solo music for the first time in 2017, and my most favourite song from him was She's a Baby from his album called the Television Album.
She's a baby, I don't 보면 애기 혼자 두면 큰일 나요 all day. 됐지 털끝 하나 건드렸단 봐. Let her sleep well, yeah. I really liked She's a Baby. It was just such a cutesy song. It wasn't what I thought Zico would be like, because I'd heard some of his other songs on like previous albums back when he used to like, you know, older songs from like 2016 and 15 and stuff, and I just didn't think he would make this kind of music. And when She's a Baby came out, it was such a cute kind of like very melodic song. I very much liked it. It was kind of calm and like just really beautiful. It was very beautifully composed. The music video was beautiful too, so I really liked She's a Baby. If you haven't listened to it, please do. It's a really good song. I think it's like a different side of Zico, which is nice. Some people view him, like at least I did, I viewed him as a really hardcore rapper, and I didn't realise he had such a beautiful voice too, which he does. So but yeah, I really like that song. The next one is number 3. It's a bit of a sad one. It's Sister Lonely, which was their last single that they released before disbanding. one of the main reasons I like this is because it was their last single they released as a group, but also the song in general was a very well composed song. It had beautiful lyrics, the way they sang sounded beautifully. Yeah, I just really loved their voices on it. They just sounded it was a very melancholic feel, because it was kind of like this like bittersweet feeling about how, you know, they're still friends and stuff, but like, you know, they disbanded. It was just very mixed emotions about the song. The music video was very beautiful too, so yeah. I don't really have much else to say about that song, just because the main reason was because it was their final one when they disbanded. So number 4. Number 4 is NCT 127, Sun and Moon. So this is a B-side track. Oh yeah, I also tried to do a variety of like title tracks and B-side tracks. I don't think I did that many B-side tracks, but yeah, anyway. So this one is a B-side track from their Cherry Bomb mini album. So Cherry Bomb was their title track, which was a really, really good song, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know what it is. As I'm getting older, I feel like as I'm hitting, like, I'm now in my 20s, I'm 21 now, I'm starting to like more simpler, like very soft, melodic kind of songs. I don't know what it is. Obviously I've entered into K-pop quite late, and I do like the very hardcore, moody, intense, choreography, dance kind of title tracks that K-pop groups tend to have, but I really like these kind of melodic soft songs, and Sun and Moon is one of those. Sun and Moon is such beautiful lyrics. It has very sad undertones. Like, if you read some theories, there's like 2 different theories. There's like a theory that the girl might be dead and stuff, and like it's very sad when you think about it and stuff, like the girl who they're talking about in the music, obviously, because they're talking about like a relationship between a girl, I think, and yeah, and it's very sad and stuff, and like the music in general just sounds beautiful, like the way it was composed and stuff, and the guys sound beautiful. The little bit that Yuta sings is one of my favorite bits. I mean, I love Taeil's my bias, I think, in NCT 127, and his voice is beautiful, and so is Jaehyung, and so is Doyoung's voice, because they're like main vocals. However, Yuta's voice in that song, this little snippet of it was it got me in my soul, like right here in my heart, it got me. So yeah, I really like the song. And also on my WhatsApp, if anybody who watches my videos knows me in personal life, on my WhatsApp it was like my little, because you can write little like a little message, like a status thing. It was my status thing for a really long time, the Korean lyrics and stuff, and people were always wondering what the hell that was, and I explained it to some of people. I remember like some family members, I was like, oh, it's just a song I really like. But yeah, it was my like thing, because I really, really love the lyrics. It's just very beautiful lyrics. You need to I think the lyrics are the focal point of that song, so yeah. Next, number 5, we have another solo artist. It is DPR Live, Dabin. So I discovered Dabin for the first time in 2017. Obviously he kind of came out more into, he had music up before that, because once I found him I discovered more of his older music on his SoundCloud and stuff, like his like proper official kind of like debut, I guess. He did a first song with Dean, I can't remember what it was called now at the top of my head, but yeah, he did that with Dean, and that was the first song I heard of him, and I was like, ooh, he's really cool. Like, I went to the song because Dean was in it, and I really liked Dean at that point, and I didn't know who he was, but then I really started to like him, and then the song that really got me was Laputa, which featured Crush. So this is from his Coming to You Live album, but obviously these were like singles he released first, and then he had the Coming to You Live album.
Got me loco, give on no, but feel like I won a lotto. Feel like I won a lotto. 34, 2, 4, 3, 5, you are there. Girl, your body be like Laputa, Laputa. 너의 몸은 마치 Laputa. So
Laputa was a really, really beautiful song, the way it was composed, the lyrics, the music, but the music video was... DPR make brilliant music videos. Ian, Christian Year, he makes very nice music videos. So yeah, but the music video was top notch first of all. But the song itself, it's such a beautiful song to listen to. I like the kind of story behind it. Like, I think it's based on Studio Gilby film called Laputa in the Sky or something. I don't know, I'm not definite. Which is based on a book called The Gulliver's Travels, but read upon it, it's really interesting. I did a lot of research back at the time when I first found it, but I still listen to the song till this day. It's one of my favourites. I do have more favourite like live songs, like Dabin songs in general are my favourites. Like some of his older stuff, like one of his first like earlier releases on SoundCloud, like let's just slip this in here, but one of his earlier releases called Thirst is one of my favourites.
Alright, cool. Sipping water, sipping dreams. Think about it, what's it gon' be? 아무리 마셔도 목이 타오르지. 해소되지 않은 감정이 날 뒤척이게 하고 있어 말 거짓말.
It's like my all-time favourite song from him, Thirst. It's really nice. But this one, yeah, like Laputa was saying, Laputa is very well composed, very well lyrically. visually the music video was so nice. So yeah, I couldn't help but like it, and that kind of just started my like obsession with Jimin. So yeah, now he's one of my favourite solo artists, Korean rappers I should say, even because he raps. He is a rapper. He's one of my favourite Korean rappers now, and yeah, he replied to me on Instagram once and it got me so excited. Did I tell this story before? I don't know. I was listening to, I think it might have been Laputa I was listening to actually. I was saying, I was telling a really long story about DPR Live, wasn't I? Yeah, but yeah, I posted a song of his on Instagram stories. I think it was Laputa actually, the one I like the most in this. And I posted it like I was like, I think I came back from a family dinner. I was like, had a hood on my face. It was like half hidden and stuff. I still remember this too. I remember this way too clearly. But I posted it and I was like sharing it on my Instagram just to like share music, because I like sharing my favourite Korean music with people I know. Like I'm trying to make people realise that just because songs are in Korean doesn't mean you can't listen to them because you don't understand it and stuff. Like, you know, music's music at the end of the day. So I'm sharing it and be like, oh, I really like DPR Live, he's one of my new favourite Korean rappers and stuff, and I tagged him in it because I obviously tagged his Instagram. I just do it so people can like go into the people that the artist's Instagram, find out more about them. That's why I kind of do it. So I wasn't expecting to even see it, to be honest. And then the next, I think obviously there in Korea it was morning, and it was like here it was like 3 AM something like that. I think it was already like 9-10 AM there, I can't remember exactly, but I got a reply. I got like a DM on Instagram and I was really confused. I was like, who DM'd? I thought my friends had DM'd me or something, and I was like, why are they awake right now and stuff. I saw it and it was him, and he basically sent me a heart, like the Instagram heart. He tapped the heart, and then he also sent me loads of fire emojis, and I was so shook. I was like so happy. And that was when he was still like barely like not that known, and he had time to like reply to people. He still replies to some people, but I think it's like harder for him now because there's so many people in the comments and stuff, and like so many DMs probably and stuff now. But yeah, I was so shook. It got me so happy. So yeah, that's one reason why I liked this song so much, because I remembered it was this song that I did. And yeah, but Laputa is like such a beautiful song. You should listen to it, and DPR Live Dabin is like my favourite Korean rapper now. So yeah, well, one of my favourites because I have many favourites. Yeah, the next one is an entire album because I couldn't choose one song from this album. If you guys know me by now, actually you should know this, but it's Got7's recent album, 7 for 7.
아침이 오는 것처럼 조금만 기다리면 다시.
Now, this album was one of the best albums of the year for me. One of, I'm saying, because there was quite a few that I quite liked. For me, this was one of the best albums of the year for me, so I had to include this. Even though I didn't include just one song, I had to include the entire album altogether. Like with the first album that came out in the year, earlier in the year, which was Flight Like Arrival, I didn't really like the title track that much, and there was only a few songs I like. Obviously I liked it, but it took me longer to like it, if that makes sense. Like I had to really listen to it, really understand it and stuff to like it. But this album, straight away from the get-go, I liked every single song. If you guys watched my first listen, I'll link it up here in case you want to watch it. If you watched my first listen, you will know how much I liked every single song on the album. So on this album we have, I don't remember the top of my head now, You Are, which was a title track composed by JB. First time ever a title track from Got7 has been composed. The whole album was done by themselves. It's the first time they've been allowed to do everything themselves. In the past they have done like other B-side tracks themselves, but never the title tracks. So the title track was them. Then we have Moon You, and then I can't remember all the names on the top of my head now. Moon You, Teenager, Face, Remember, Fireworks. I don't remember now. There's some more songs. I don't remember, but basically I liked every single song on the album. I don't know what it was about the album. I don't know if it was just because it was Got7 and I like them that much, but every song had a purpose on the album. Every song sounded beautifully composition wise, also lyrical wise. Yeah, I just really loved it. So every single song I felt them on like a really deep level, like in my heart. I was just like, oh, I feel this song so much. Like I was in my feels the whole album. I was in my feels the entire time. So for that reason I really enjoyed this album, and I had to put it on this list even though it was an album and not like a solo song. So yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about it, because if you guys want to know my full opinions on the album, you can listen to that first listen that I did. You can watch that. So the next song is Blackpink, As If It's Your Last. So As If It's Your Last was a single from them, the only single they released. in 2017. I wish Blackpink have some more music. I think there's been some news that they're going to bring out some more music soon, so that's exciting. Blackpink, I discovered them in general in 2017. I think they came out in 2016, I think they debuted, but I discovered them like towards the beginning of 2017. But As If You're It's Your Last was one of my favourite songs. It was very girly for them and very like bubblegum pop almost. Almost, I'm saying almost, very like almost. And I really enjoyed it, which is so strange because I don't tend to like really girly bubblegum pop kind of music, and I think it was really cool. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was such a good song. Yeah, I don't have anything really to say about it apart from the fact the music video, wow, was beautiful, but the song itself was very well composed. Again, I keep saying the same thing over and over again, I feel like, but I did really enjoy the music. I don't really remember what the lyrics were like, but I remember I just still listen to it now, and I just like, when I'm on the bus I'm like, Maji Machado, Maji Machado. I'm singing it in my head. I'm like trying not to sing out loud on the bus because that would be embarrassing. So yeah, I do really like that song. So it made it to my list because Blackpink in general wowed me in 2017, so yeah. Next one is another girl group. Okay, I didn't realize I put 2 girl groups back to back, but another girl group is Red Velvet. So I discovered Red Velvet for the first time in 2017, and I discovered them through the song that's on this list actually, which is Red Flavor. So this was from their Red Summer EP. And Red Flavor was such a good song. It was like such a bop. I really liked it. It was like bam 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 bam. There was like this one little musical bit in it, like it was like a really deep kind of distorted sound. If you guys have heard the song, you guys know what I mean. I'll include it in anyway. So yeah, there's one little sound that runs throughout it. It's like kind of like a motif. Oh, I love it so much. I love the song. It's really lively. It's very summery because it was kind of released in summer, I think, as far as I remember. It's very Red Velvet. After I've gotten to know them a little bit more, it's very them. It's their sound. It works on them perfectly. So yeah, I really enjoy that music. And after discovering Red Flavor, I discovered more of their songs. And now I really like Red Velvet too. So yeah, now I stan Red Velvet too. But yeah, Red Flavor was one of my favourites from them just because it was one of the first ones I heard and it really stuck with me, if that makes sense. You know, when you hear a song for the first time, it's the first one you hear from that group. It kind of just sticks with you, so yeah, that's why I really liked it. Next we have GDragon. So GDragon released Kwon Ji-young, which is his real name if you didn't know, Kwon Ji-young EP, and it's kind of like his last EP album before he goes to military service. I don't know what he's doing right now. I think is he still touring? He was touring with this after it got released. After that he was touring, right? He came to Birmingham and I couldn't go because I was broke and the tickets were hella expensive. He released this album and my favourite was Untitled 2014.
제발 단 한 번이라도 너를 볼 수 있다면 내 모든 걸 다 잃어도 괜찮아.
It was the most raw song on the album. If you guys watched my reaction to it, I was kind of like really in my feels listening to it. I was just like, I feel like crying, but I don't know why, because back then I didn't really know the lyrics of the song. After I read the lyrics, I was just like, this is why I felt like crying. It was very raw, very like, he really like let himself out in that song, if that makes sense, and I just loved it so much. It was really nice to hear GDragon do something like that. So yeah, it's got a special place in my heart because that song really touched me. So yeah, if you haven't ever heard of it, you heard it, but I'm sure most people have. If you're a K-pop stan and stuff, I feel like you probably have. But yeah, if you haven't, you really should listen to it. It's a very beautiful song. Beautiful musically, lyrically, wow, it's even better. So it made it to my favourites because I just really enjoyed it and it really like touched my soul, like I said. Next we have another solo artist and she's one of my favourite solo artists. I have a few female favourites, but this one is one of my favourites. So it's IU. I really enjoy IU. I've liked her since I saw her in Dream High. I watched Dream High for the first time in about 2016, I think. So yeah, I really enjoyed it since then, and yeah, I really love her music. She's really evolved, and this was from her Palette album that she released last year in 2017. And that album was such a great album. Like overall, every single song on there was like so good, so it was really hard to choose a favourite. And I was gonna choose Palette, like the title track. However, I did have another favourite, Ending Scene. 예전처럼 잠도 잘 자게 될 거야.
진심으로 빌게 너는 다 행복할 자격이 있어.
I really liked Ending Scene so much. Like the lyrics were just, I don't know what it was about them, it just really got me. I really felt like I related to them. I don't know what it was about the lyrics, I just felt like I really got it or something, I don't know. But yeah, I really liked every single song on the album, so there's no real explanation to why I chose Ending Scene. It's just one of my many favourites from the album, I guess. So yeah, overall I just really liked her Palette album. If you've never listened to IU's Palette album, you really should. It's such a bomb album. It's really good. It's the first time she's, I think it's the first time she's really produced her own music completely by herself, I think. So it's really nice seeing her evolve from the young IU into adult IU, if that makes sense. So it's a really nice album. I really enjoyed it. Ending Scene was probably my favourite. So next we have a little single. It was like an SM station single, so I don't know if it really counts, but I'm going to count it anyway because whatever. So we have NCT 10, Dream in a Dream.
I'm saying up. I don't wanna come down from your love. We'll get lost together, let me fall. Don't ever let me come down from your love. From your love. From your love.
I really missed 10, and this kind of, I feel like SM just gave this to us to shut us up because we missed 10 so much. However, I wasn't going to complain because I missed him a lot, so I did like it, and I did a reaction to this too, so you can check that out too if you want to, for full details. But I really enjoyed it. The mix of traditional Chinese sounds and pop sound was flawless. It worked so well. There wasn't many lyrics to it, and the lyrics that were in it were completely in English, but I loved the way he sounded. His voice is beautiful. I love his voice so much. I think he's no, he was the rapper in NCTU, as far as I remember. He was the rapper in NCTU, but he does have a very beautiful singing voice too. He hasn't really had a comeback since NCTU's original debut, and then obviously he had this back last year. I think it was around, not summertime, but around March, April, something like that, I think. But yeah, he hasn't really had anything since, and I really miss him. So SM, please give my boy 10 a comeback or something, man. I miss him so much. I'm sure there's other 10 stans out there that miss him a lot. He was my favourite in NCTU, and just in general, he's one of my favourite NCT members. So yeah, please give him a comeback. His voice sounds beautiful in there, and it's just, I think the traditional Chinese music mixed with pop fusion kind of thing just really got me happy and excited. It was really well done and stuff, so yeah, I liked that song for that reason. So next we have my favourite, my husband. He doesn't know he's married to me, but he is indeed. Sounding like a bit of a crazy fangirl right now, but Jackson Wang. Jackson did his solo debut kind of thing in China in 2017, and although he released Papillon first, Papillon isn't my favourite song he released. I liked it. It was very hype, it was very lit, it was really cool to listen to and stuff, and it was really cool to get turned up to and stuff. However, OK was my favourite. OK came out towards the end of the last year.
I should let it go down, 我一直在想念 You don't have to go far away 才看不见 Okay I told myself that I'll be okay 无所谓每天擦干眼泪 All night 只剩下自己面对 I'm on my own.
And it's actually my favourite one he's released because it was definitely more him, if that makes sense. It was more Jackson. I don't have to explain that. If you don't know Jackson Wang that well, you wouldn't know, but if you know him, I felt like OK was just more him. He really exposed himself, if that makes sense, in that song. His soul exposed. He talked a lot about haters and how he's not okay and he has to tell himself to feel okay. It was just a very cleverly written song, and I was really proud of him when that song came out, and I did react to it, and my reaction was mainly fangirly. However, over time I've become to appreciate the song more and more. I really love it. I love the way it sounds. I listen to it quite a lot actually. It kind of motivates me as well sometimes. I don't know if, I know that's weird, but there's sometimes there's some songs that motivate me, and this is one of them, to just do better and stuff, and keep on doing well, and really pushing myself and stuff. And yeah, it's just for that reason it's one of my favourite songs of 2017. Next we have a group that debuted in 2017, and I loved them since the moment I met them. Well, saw them, I should say, met them through my computer screen, and they are The Rose. So The Rose came out, debuted with Sorry.
I'm sorry 미안해 하지마 girl 다시 돌아와 줄래 네가 없는 나는 없으니까 잊어버린 난 tonight 잊혀지지 않는 말 돌이킬 수 없어 sorry 이기적인 난 I'm sorry.
And I know they've had another song out since then. Although I like the new song that they released, I put Sorry on the list just because it was their debut song and it's what got me drawn into them. So Sorry was a really good pop rock anthem, like pop rock song. Very enjoyable. If you don't know The Rose are a band. They're actually a K band, a Korean band. So they play all their instruments and everything themselves and stuff. So yeah, they're very enjoyable to listen to. And this song, because obviously it's such a great song to listen to, I loved it so much. And I really love pop rock songs. Before I even came to K-pop, I loved listening to that kind of stuff, like in American, British music, Western music. So yeah, for that reason I really liked the song, and it was very well, like a very well arranged and composed song. So yeah. Next we have another Korean band, which is DaySix. So I discovered DaySix in 2017 too for the first time, and in 2017 DaySix were doing something called the Everyday 6 project, which meant every 6th of the month. So every month they would release a new song. So they release a title track with a music video and then a B-side track, and this was done on the 6th of every month. And then halfway through the year they combined that together to create their Sunrise album, and then towards the end of the year they combined the last few to create the Moonlight album. So the one I chose is actually from the Moonrise album. That's the one I chose the song from. I was gonna choose a B-side track because I feel like I chose a lot of like title tracks in this, but then when I thought about it, in reality I actually dislike every DaySix song. There's never been a DaySix song that I have not liked. I've listened to every single song since debut that they've released, and I like every single song without fail. There's not a song I don't like. So it was very difficult for me, so I just decided to choose a song for one reason and one reason only. So you'll find out the reason in a second. The song is When You Love Someone, and obviously it was one of the title tracks. It was released in the Everyday 6 and it's on the Moonrise album now. If you go to iTunes and stuff, you'll see it on the Moonrise album.
돌려주고 싶어요 대신 울어주고 싶어 내가 대신 아파해주고 싶어요 대신 그대의 마음에 상처가 나지 않았으면 해요.
I can't remember what month it was released, but this was part of the trilogy. They did like this little story thing they did, and yeah, this song, the main reason I chose it was because it inspired a really good piece of writing for me. So there's a little scene in the music video. I don't know if I'll include it. Shall I include it? I'll include it here. So this little scene, you saw Sungjin kind of confesses, Sungjin's character I should say, confesses like that he likes this girl at the bus stop, and he kind of tells her, oh, you don't have to like me back, don't worry, kind of thing. And he says that he just wanted to tell her because he didn't want to regret it and stuff, and then he kind of walks off. And we don't see anymore, we don't know what happens. So from that I got inspired to write a short story for one of my assignments, because I wrote 3 short stories for my creative writing assignment in December, and one of the short stories was that one. And what was it called? I can't remember what it was called. If I remember, I'll put the title here because I gave it a name. I gave all my short stories a name from Chinese proverbs. The first one was inspired by Sungjin and the girl in the music video, and I basically wrote a story of where like it was kind of happy ending because the girl kind of like grabbed his hand like before, as he was walking away. She grabbed his hand and was like, oh, I actually like you, kind of like you too, but I didn't have to tell you. But yeah, it was inspired by DaySix's When You Love Someone. Is it called When You Love Someone again? When You Love Someone, yeah. So I really enjoyed that song for that reason. In general, I just like all their songs. Like I have no fault in any of the songs, so I just chose When You Love Someone for the sole reason that it inspired me to write a really good piece of writing, and also my lecturer really liked it too. So yeah, so for that reason, thank you to DaySix for helping me get a good grade on that assignment. So yeah, so that's why DaySix, When You Love Someone, is my favourite. Nearly done, we're on number 15 now. So next one is EXO. I had to include some EXO in here because I freaking love EXO. I don't know what it is, I just love them. They're such fluff balls and stuff, so I had to include some EXO. And I know this song wasn't a favourite for most people, but for me it kind of was. I was obsessed with the song when it first came out. I remember, if you follow me on Snapchat, you will have seen me post this song a lot, like when they did live stages and stuff. So the song, in case you're wondering, is Power.
time to move.
So Power was from the War, the Power of Music album, and it was like a repackaged version of that song, of that album, sorry. And Power was on there, and I freaking loved the music. The music video is the vital part of it, I think. It's the most important element in this, so it's not just a song, but the music video, I feel like in K-pop music videos and the visual and the song, everything plays a big part. That's why I wanted to include this song for that reason, because the music video was very good. It kind of reinforced the idea of EXO coming from a planet called Exoplanet and their powers and stuff. I don't know too much about that theory because obviously I haven't been with EXO since the beginning. I think I love the music video. It was so playful, funny. It was all CGI obviously, and some people find that really tacky and not that great, but I adored it. I loved it so much, and the song itself was very nice. It's very a basic song. Like the music and stuff is very basic and the lyrics aren't that advanced for like the kind of music that EXO usually do and stuff, but it was one of my favourites of the year, so I have to include it. Also, I just love watching their live stages of the performance. I'll include a clip here of one of the things that I like the most of Chanyeol and Sehun. Do you see that they do a lot of cute things in the live stages? So I really enjoyed that, like that song a lot, so I had to include it. I had no choice. I know people didn't like that song, but it's all personal preference, I guess. Everyone has different taste in music, and I really did like the song. The next one is, for me, this should have won some awards in the last couple of months while the award show has been happening. This should have won a Best Album award or some kind of award, but it never won any awards at all, and I'm really pissed off about that, but what can we do? This is JJ Project's Verse 2 album. So I include the entire album again because this album for me was the album of the year. This album saved 2017 for me, if I'm being honest. So JJ Project, now they're known as a subgroup of Got7, but before Got7 was around, if you didn't know, JJ Project was around. JJ Project was Jin Young, and well, then he was known as Junior, but Jin Young and JB of Got7. Before Got7, it was just them two, and they released a song called Bounce, which is hilarious, but for them it's kind of embarrassing. And then they had this comeback after 5 years. People were requesting it for so long, and they finally had a comeback after 5 years, and it was a major thing because obviously some fans have been with them since the JJ Project originally happened and then moved on to Got7 as Got7 happened. Obviously that's not the case for me, but I can appreciate the fans that waited for so long, and the album was a big success for the fandom at least. And as far as I know, a lot of people loved it. Even people who weren't fans and stuff really liked it, because I remember watching reactions and album listens and people really enjoyed it. And that's the case for me. It was such a solid album. The title track was amazing. I reacted to the title track, so you can watch that up there. But the title track was amazing. It made me feel so many feels. I felt so emotional. I related to it so much as a person around the same age as them. Like, they're a little bit older than me, the boys, that same age of like self-discovery and stuff, and it was just like such a good song, and the entire album was brilliant. Oh my god, I just loved it. Everything was composed by themselves. They wrote the songs and stuff, obviously with help with other people, but they composed, they wrote and stuff, and yeah, it was just a solid album. Like, there's nothing I hated on the album. If I had to choose my favourite, Iqra or On and On is probably my favourite, but I just wanted to choose the entire album because the entire album was such a solid album. It was so well produced, composed, written. Oh my god, it was so well done. So yeah, JJ Project's album was like my favourite album of the year, honestly. If I had to choose, if I was doing the giving the awards out, I would have given them favourite album of the year, best album of the year. So yeah, I had to include the entire album. It was just that good. So we're towards the end now, so the next one is another single. It's Jay Park's Yacht. So Yacht was released in the summer. If you didn't know, I really love Jay Park because Jay Park was one of the first kind of Korean music I discovered back in November of 2017, sorry, no, 16 when I was on a trip with my friends from uni. We were on a creative writing trip in the forest and we were all like feeling cold and ill and stuff, so we snuggled up on the sofa and my friends were showing me J-Park and I fell in love with J-Park very quickly, might I add. So yeah, so he's been my favourite since then, and he released a few singles I think in the year, but Yacht was one of my favourites, solely because it was a summer bop. It was a very good summer song and the music was just so catchy and it was just so like nice, and it was just like J-Park. So I have no other reason apart from the fact that it was J-Park. I know that's kind of like not that great because like musically, like I should be commenting more musically and stuff, but like J-Park's my favourite, so that's why I like Yacht a lot. But yeah, the music is very good. It's just very catchy, very summer. It fit well with the summer, that's what it was. And we had a decent summer in the UK this time, like that last year, so it really enhanced that kind of like summer feeling and stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Next is a very important one, which is Taeyang. Taeyang did a solo album called White, I think. I don't remember what the name of the album is now. Is it White? Oh, White Night. I wrote it here. I wrote it down here, but I didn't see. White Night album. He released that towards the end of summer, I think, roughly. And yeah, every single song on that album again was great, but I didn't choose the entire album for this one. I do actually have a favourite on this album. Empty Road is my favourite. It's the lyrics again. Lyrically it's such a beautiful song. It has so much feelings to it. I feel like Taeyang really put his soul into that song and stuff, and I can kind of relate to it and stuff, and just all those kind of feelings you get, and it's just, yeah, I just really enjoyed that song. His title tracks were great, but I just really liked Empty Road a lot. It was mainly for the lyrics, I think. Okay, we're on to the last two songs now. Finally, this video is very long, I'm sorry, I should have warned you guys in the beginning, but yeah, number 19 is Stray Kids. So technically I liked quite a lot of Stray Kids songs because they released them in the show, and the show technically happened in 2017, the survival show they did. However, they weren't technically released until the 8th of January this year when the actual album came out, so I didn't include all those songs. Instead, I included their first single that they came out with, which is Elevator.
멀어져가는 곳을 목도 낯선 길 위에 지치리도 곡도 없이 내가 많은 길을 가는 가이다 팔찌도도 하나 없이 위로 가는 길은 절대 다시 뒤로 가기 싫은 막막한 미루야 피눈물 대신 피땀 흘리며 나를 빌어.
I included Elevator because as soon as I watched that for the first time, I fell in love with them. They're such good looking boys, and I was really shocked at how young they were and stuff, and they were very talented for their age. Like there was some problems here and there, but they improved over time, I feel like. Like at first I really enjoyed the rap line, and I wasn't too solid. I wasn't definite on the vocal line and stuff. Like I didn't feel like they were strong enough. But as the show went on and stuff, and I watched them and I got to know them, and I was like, wow, they're actually improving and stuff. So yeah, Elevator was a favourite because I just first discovered them. That was obviously JYP's plan to like get them out there and like, you know, have people discover them and stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed Elevator. Obviously now that's not my favourite on the album, but because that was actually released in 2017, I thought I'd have Elevator as the one that I include, because I had to include some Stray Kids in here because they've slowly kind of pushed up there on my list. Got7 is still my top, but I think next is probably Stray Kids. So yeah, JYP trash here because my third one is DaySix. So my top 3 groups are JYP groups. So I had to include some Stray Kids on here because I really enjoy them. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked them out, they're really cool, they're really talented, they're quite young for their age. They're like, the oldest is a 97-liners and the youngest are 2001, I think. So they're quite young, but they're very talented for their age. Wow, finally on the last song, I had to include some KARD. KARD debuted, they had their pre-debut all throughout 2017, but then they debuted officially in 2017. So I had a lot of favourites from the pre-debut, but I decided to use the actual two new albums that they did when they debuted. So obviously the first album they debuted was Ola Ola, and I didn't include, that was the title track, I didn't include anything with that album. I decided to include it from the new album, which is the You and Me EP, which they released right towards the end of the year actually. So I haven't had a lot of time to enjoy it, but it's definitely one of my favourites. I have to say it's one of my favourites of the year. So it's Trust Me, the song.
내게 실망한 일 절대 없을 테니 trust me 계속 따뜻한 눈빛으로 날 봐주겠니 trust me.
They released a little version of it on YouTube obviously, which I will include. On the album they have two separate versions. They have the BM and Somin version and then the Jiwoo and J7 version, and I enjoy both versions equally. It's a very different song for them. Everyone said that they do similar sounds, like reggaeton, kind of like tropical sound and stuff. But Trust Me, Trust Me, so I forgot the name of it. Trust Me is a very different sound, and although I have no problem with Card doing the same sound all the time because it works for them, this was a nice change. Yeah, a nice change. It was a nice change, and it was nice to see that they can all kind of work with this slower kind of style song and stuff, and more like ballad, is it, I think, ballad type song. It was nice to hear that they can do that, and yeah, it was a very good song. Both versions are very good. I think Somin and BM's version is my favourite out of both of them, but I do actually really enjoy both versions, so do check out the album. The album's actually really cool. I didn't check out the album originally at first. I just reacted to the You and Me and then the Trust Me, which you can watch there. But yeah, I first just watched those, and then after a while, after like a week or so, I actually finally listened to the album, and it was very, very good. So listen to both versions. They're different, but they're also very like mesh. They sandwich together and stuff too. So yeah, those are my 20 songs of 2017. I'm sorry this video was so long. I didn't realize it was gonna get this long. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please give it a thumbs up, because it lets me know if you like my videos and stuff. Leave your comments in the comments about what your favourite songs were. Give me your top 10, your top 5, your top 20, whatever, however many you want to give. Let's see if we have any similarities and stuff. So yeah, I'll try and put some honourable mentions in the description if I remember. If I don't, I'll probably just reply to you guys and stuff if anybody comments. So yeah, share your favourites with me too, and maybe we have similar favourites. It would be cool to discuss that. So yeah, do that in the comments. Please hit subscribe and the notification bell down below, because I'd really love you to join my little family of. We're growing slowly on this channel. This is my second channel, so it's not that big as my main channel, but my second channel is growing very slowly, and I really do enjoy filming on this channel, so it'd be nice if you join my little family on YouTube. So yeah, I guess that is all. Sorry that it was such a long video, apologies, but yeah, I guess I should catch you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, bye!